Now, wait a minute.
What?
Since we've got our guest, Mick, I put a little intro together for you. You ready?
I'm ready.
Here you go.
It's an energy thing. In the height of the moment, I say assassin because that's what I feel like. And I'm going to take you out. I want that feeling. I hadn't done a lot of performance photography until David came along.
I just thought, well, I'd be David Bowie, the first David Bowie, that's all.
It was all designed to give people the idea. We don't know who he is, but he's got a personal photographer. He must be a big deal. Rock and roll nailed in that one shot.
Freeze frame! Ladies and gentlemen, probably, I would say, the most famous photographer in the world, Mr. Mick Rock!
Hey, Mick.
That's probably, that might be debatable, but anyway.
Hey, cut me, Mick. I always think of Rocky when I hear that.
Yeah, right.
Well, welcome to the show and welcome to Dallas.
I'm thrilled to be here. It's actually my first time in Dallas.
Get out.
No, I've been to Austin, I think, about 3 times. But
Well, Dallas can be just as weird as Austin can, I'll tell you.
And with us, too, is our buddy in the afternoon, Jeff K.
Hey,
Hello,
what's
Jeff.
going on, boys?
You were driving Mick around, weren't you?
Yeah, this is twice in 2 weeks. You might get used to me being on your show.
Well, we'll just add you to the payroll because we ain't paying it anyway. You are known as the man who shot the 70s. Now,
yeah.
He's not a serial gunman. That's his actual title.
That's a serial photographer.
Yeah, serial photographer. So basically it started, you just grabbed a friend's camera and the rest is history.
while I was
right?
on an acid trip.
Really?
But I tell you,
So
I
the
still
photos
shoot.
didn't turn out exactly as you saw them through the lens then, huh?
I still shoot. I just shot Benicio del Toro. We had a fantastic shoot on Monday.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Me and Benicio, we locked in. Well, I saw that film. Have you seen Sicario?
No.
Oh, man. That's one of the best films ever made.
No kidding?
Oh, yeah. And I think Sicario means assassin in Spanish. So, but, oh, yeah.
Are you still doing acid?
I think the last time I did acid was probably not long before I met David in 72.
Oh, okay.
Oh, if those walls could talk, I'll tell you. So did everybody that you shot, because you shot just about everybody there is.
No, there's a lot of people I would have liked to, but haven't. But,
Okay,
You
did
didn't
you
do the
miss?
Beatles and the Stones. Why?
No, I tell you, I
ahead.
did do a music video for Paul McCartney called My Love.
Oh, yeah. I
Believe
remember
it
the
or
song.
not, but I
Right.
did do that.
Well, who did you not shoot that you wanted to shoot?
Like John Lennon.
Yeah.
Or maybe Bob Dylan, but I would have liked to have shot Bob Dylan before I'd even picked up a camera. When he had the the scarves and the hair and the all around, the like a Rolling Stone.
Hey, take my picture.
No, I saw you said, and as you came in here, you didn't do the Beatles or the Stones because at that time when you were shooting, you went, oh, they're too old.
Well, we thought, David and me and Lou thought they were kind of old hat. Obviously.
Yeah, right.
What did everybody just open up to you and give you total access, or were some of them jerks? Because they can be like that. You know how they are.
I don't recall anyone really being a jerk with me, to be honest with you. I think it was, well, you've seen Shots. So the documentary that for those of you who've got 93 minutes to waste, you can actually view it on Netflix.
Shot the psycho-spiritual mantra of rock.
Yeah, Barney, the director, came up with that.
Yeah.
But the thing about it is it shows that I didn't just shoot David Bowie, Lou Reed, and Freddie Mercury.
Yeah.
It gives you see me shooting, Japanese kabuki theater.
Yeah.
And also right up to date, including Karen O, TV on the Radio, Father John Misty. He's in there too.
Really?
Yes, so there's... I think for me, the important thing with that documentary was it wasn't just, Mick Rock, some fucking old queen from the 70s. With all due respect to you, Mick.
Well, here's the deal, because I know you were friends with Lou Reed.
Very close.
And you said he was real nice to you.
He was a sweetie.
Because he was a jerk to me one time.
I have seen him be a jerk.
Yeah, okay. I got it.
Now, the reason you're here is because you have all your photographs that are
Well,
going
I
to be...
couldn't say all of them.
Well,
we have a taste.
We have a taste of your photographs. They're going to be on display. And, Jeff?
Yeah, so we've got Brian Gibb. He's from the Public Trust Gallery.
No, he's the owner of the public.
He's the owner.
Sup, Brian?
So, Brian, tell us why Mick is in Dallas.
So on Saturday, the 14th, we have a we have a public reception for Mick Rock, a show that I titled Icons, which is super fitting. It goes from 6 to 9. The gallery is located at 2042 Irving Boulevard, Suite 130. I have to say this because people, even that know me, struggle sometimes that we are a side entrance to that building. It does not face the street. I've had people texting me like, "I'm here, I can't find you," and so that's important to note. It is open to the public. I think we're going to have a lot of people that are new to just going to a gallery, especially having been on this show. And thank you for that, guys.
And it also it starts on Saturday and it runs through the middle of October.
Yeah,
right?
the exhibition closes on October 19th, so it's got a 5-week run. So if you can't make it on Saturday, we have hours Thursday, Friday, and Saturday from 12 to 5 or noon to 6 on Saturdays. And you can also make an appointment.
All right. Well, Mick, I know that you were friends with David Bowie. And you shot a lot of David Bowie pictures. If you would please regale us in just a moment with a David Bowie story, we would love to hear it. All right?
You have to be careful.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Mick Rock on the Bowie and Jim Show. The man who shot the 70s, the great Mick Rock, is with us here. Aren't you doing a David Bowie book signing or something here?
I have. I mean, we actually put the original book, which is a beautiful co-signed limited edition, out just before he died.
Oh, man.
And it had nearly sold out then, actually. Of course, the last few copies were... but there's a commercial or a trade version out that's been selling like gangbusters.
Well, that just really surprised me when he passed away because I just came into work while nobody knew he was sick or anything.
Well, obviously...
People close to him.
Interestingly, we're live right now?
Yes.
Yeah, I remember people ask me, how did you find out about it? Well, I sometimes, get home a bit late, wife's gone to bed, big couch, I lie there and hang with my cats.
Yeah.
And then I'll wake up in the middle of the night and go upstairs. And so I had the TV on, and I stirred, and it was on CNN, and I let it roll for a bit, and then it came up.
The crawl.
David Bowie
Damn.
had died.
I know.
Oh,
I know.
And we had exchanged emails. I mean...
Well, you were friends with Dave. In fact, you directed some of his videos, didn't you?
Yeah. Check out... I mean, everyone... There's a new version of Life on Mars, in fact, that I did in 2016. But also Genie, John I'm Only Dancing, Space Oddity.
Oh,
and there's
man.
a couple of others, including Rock and Roll Suicide, that people haven't even seen. But
Was it during the Z Stardust period that you met Bowie?
Yeah. Well, it was early on. It was March of 72.
Okay.
And I didn't shoot the album cover. That album, it wasn't released, but it was, in the system to be released. And somehow, well, in those early days, I used to sometimes, to make an extra couple of dollars, do interviews. I mean, I had a degree from Cambridge University, where I mostly learned how to be a degenerate, to be quite
Well, you're the
candid.
smartest one in this room, I'll tell you that right now.
But what I could do was scribble a bit. So I did the last interview that Sid Barrett ever did.
Oh, no kidding.
I knew you were friends with Sid Barrett.
Wow.
And,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, did anybody ever try to stop his self-destruction? Of course, he had some mental problems, too.
Well,
But
that
I
was
love
an
the-
interesting... I mean, I took it... People said, you took LSD with Sid Barrett. It wasn't really weird.
Yeah.
I mean, he was my friend. I already knew him. And Sid was really a painter. And that was really how he approached his music, including the solo work. He, in that interview somewhere I've got here, he talks about how he used to love to jump around and play guitar, but he just couldn't get there anymore.
Yeah.
He was... whatever he was,
Yeah.
I put no judgment. I mean, we were all
I know.
we were all so young.
It was different times, different
and everybody
times.
was a little bit nutty.
Yes, we were. What do you think? What do you consider your three most famous photographs? I know the Queen album cover.
Yeah, we got to talk about Queen too.
Well, it's hard. Yeah, I mean, could be a bunch of stuff, but interesting tale. Summer of '72. Lou and Iggy come over. I mean, they're not that well known, definitely subterranean. And I knew about them and David knew about them. In fact, our first ever conversation concerned Sid Barrett, because he knew he was a mate of mine, and David was very big on Sid Barrett, Iggy and Lou, whom David had met when he had gone over to sign the RCA contract, I believe in the November of 71. And so Lou came up first. He shot, it was a cinema that converted to like a rock and roll stage on Friday and Saturday night. Mm-hmm. So Lou came. I'm totally like, the Velvet Underground. And I knew his solo albums too. And I shot him. Anyway, I always thought it was a week apart that I shot Iggy. A friend of mine insisted, and many years later he sent me this ad from the time. I actually shot them a night apart. And the first night I got the Transformer cover, and the second night the Raw Power cover.
Unbelievable.
So, the gods were fucking around.
Well, the thing is, the famous Queen photo, was it Queen
Queen 2, yeah.
Yeah,
Queen
that
2?
was very deliberate.
That they recreated for Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yes.
The video.
Mm.
Were you good with that when they recreated
At the
that?
time, I never thought much about it because, to be honest with you, and I'd done videos and I'd done Bowie, but I also worked with the Kinks and McCartney and a couple of other people. They didn't get a lot of exposure at the time. Now, many years later, what was that movie that they promoted using the Wayne's World?
Wayne's World,
yeah.
where they're
When it
singing
cropped
Bohemian
up
Rhapsody
there,
in the car, yeah.
And obviously, mostly it was the copying of my stuff that they had mixed in with the footage of the two guys singing. That's when I woke to the fact that, there's a lot of promotion going on here.
Yeah.
And I never got any money. I didn't think about it at the time, and probably no one else did either. And anyway, whatever.
Yeah.
Over the years, that thing got kind of sorted out.
But it was a Marlena Dietrich inspiration, right?
That
for
was a
Queen
well,
2.
That's what I thought when I saw that
Yeah, it
cover.
was. It was, and I'm very overt about that. In fact, I have a copy of the picture. That a friend of mine was a guy called John Cabal, and you're talking 74 here, and he had a huge collection of old Hollywood stills and negatives, because apparently in the 60s, they were throwing this shit out. And no, I didn't say anything to... No, shit is okay,
That's
right?
okay, all right.
Okay, we've got a pass.
We apologize, okay. No.
And so he owned this stuff. And I remember meeting him and getting to know him for people, and he wanted a picture for a book that he was doing. He used to write little film books. And one of the pictures he had was that one, and that was the one I wanted. Anyway, when I started talking to, it was Freddie, really.
Yeah.
Talking to, that was the shot. Now, if you see the original, the lighting is basically the same, but for the cover, I actually moved the light back a little bit so that the eyes were hooded. And of course, that was an interest. The only other studio session they'd done was with me, and the ones that I call the topless pictures, the ones.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
So they had approached me. They'd approached me because I was like, the glam photographer.
See,
You looked like the fifth member of Queen back in the day.
I tell you, I think a lot of probably what helped in those days is I identify, but they identify with me. So
You look
it
like
made
one of them,
comfortable. Yeah.
You're an artist.
Hey, Bo.
Yeah,
Yes.
whatever the fuck you want to call
So,
it. Oh no, I promise.
we're running out of delay.
yeah, really.
So
you
know
get
that
it?
Mick Rock is doing commission. Like, if you have enough scratch, Mick will do some commission. And I was thinking we should get all the Lone Star DJs together and do a recreation of the cover.
I was thinking
of Queen
that.
2.
I was really thinking that.
Who's going to pay for it?
I don't know. Go to iHeartMedia. Listen, Nick, are you in a big hurry?
I can hang with
Can
you
you
guys,
stick around for a little while?
Yeah.
Because these are fascinating stories. More with Mick
I
Rock.
haven't even begun.
Next on the Bo and Jim Show.
Grab a stein and join Lone Star 92.5.
I don't have your number, but I would if I could. By the way, Mick Rock is here, the man who shot the 70s. And Jeff K's here, too. Didn't you have a question about Debbie Harry?
Right. So we all know that Mick is legendary for album covers and iconic videos of rock stars. He also shot Deborah Harry on the cover of Penthouse magazine in 1980.
Wow. Penthouse magazine?
Man, you should be in it.
I know.
But that's not the question. That's just, I'm just pointing that out as fact.
Okay.
The question is people want to ask Mick about technique. How do you capture these iconic rock stars when they least expect it? And you said a great story in the documentary. Deborah Harry had a name for you if you were a drag queen. Can you tell that story?
I got to hear
she
this.
wrote it on that first book.
Yeah.
If I was a drag queen, my name was Misdirection.
Oh. Now watch. Somebody's going to steal that and be misdirection at the gay clubs. Watch it.
But that is how you did. You kind of put them at ease, or you put a knife in their back or something, you said also?
I talked about that, yes. But I don't. But I don't. I tell you, part of it, I think, because I've been. I don't want to get too into this because, people want more lurid stuff. But nevertheless, from quite an early age, I knew about yoga, hatha yoga originally. Now I do Kundalini yoga, and I learned the technique and transcendental of emptying myself out.
Right.
So that when I go to a session, you got to have what you need there, but that I'm open to the possibilities, and I suppose I keep when I watch my sessions, I keep things moving about. But I tell you another thing that. When I never studied photography, I got bored.
You just kind of picked it up. Huh?
LSD. Without LSD.
Like I say, the images look different from when you looked at them again.
But but there's a guy called Stanislavski. I had a mate briefly I lived with, non-sexual. But we were young, and he was studying acting. And there was a book called An Actor Prepares by a guy called Stanislavski. In fact, I do touch on it in Shot. And he talked about, he's talking about stage acting. We're talking about taking people, his actors, into a raw space and building the circle of concentration. And I think that's something what I do. Because, yes, I've shot performance shot, I've shot famous party. I don't really do a lot of that anymore. But when I do that one-on-one thing, it's about focus. But I prepare myself. I always do a yoga workout. In fact, normally I'll get a massage too. Certainly for Benicio Monday. Got up, did my thing, then blang, blang, and I got a massage. So I can't really tell you how I do it, and I don't think that hard about it.
Deborah Harry said it best. She said it best, misdirection.
That's
it. I'd be like, over there, and then over here, I'm grabbing the picture, maybe something like that.
All together now.
So you clear your mind and they have no preconceived.
Well, maybe it depends. Sometimes you can have certain parameters, but I'm open to the possibilities. That's the key thing.
For anything that may happen. Huh?
Now, when I shot for Gucci, it was a little different because they highly control it. They have. And they have all the stuff. They have so many people. Well, normally I don't have too many people on set. Me, a couple of assistants, maybe hair and makeup. I mean, in those early years, I had nobody. It was just me. That's as time went on. Anyway, I feel that from the beginning that was the case. I know how to open myself up to the circumstances, to the person, to the possibilities inherent in that particular situation.
So very nice.
So he plays the room.
Yeah.
I also heard that you shot the Rocky Horror Picture Show on the
I
set.
did all the pictures.
Did you really?
Yes, I did. Well, I had gotten to know Jim Sharman, who was the director, and Richard O'Brien, who wrote the whole thing.
Right.
And
was that Susan Sarandon's first movie? I think it was.
No, I don't think it was her first movie, but it was close up.
Yeah.
And I think I have a couple of pictures of her with her boobies popping out. That
I don't have a problem with that for some reason.
Yes.
Do you ever shoot with your phone now? But it's money if somebody wants you to shoot the camera, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's be realistic here, don't
you want me to do some work? No, I do shoot with with my camera all the time. I'm not going out and bringing a bloody camera. Why?
Yeah.
Why?
It's
That's
bulky.
the other thing the thing about when you shoot stuff on your thing, they kind of, it's not like, photo by this and photo. They kind of belong to everybody. But what I do like about it, and all my sessions, I make sure the stuff is shot on the phone by one of my assistants, is that I could take a shot, for instance, of you right now.
You wouldn't want to do that. It'd be a waste of film.
But no film. No film. Cost me nothing. But it could be like in Outer Mongolia in about 3 minutes, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, I love that.
Randy, book us tickets to Outer Mongolia right now.
So you like when photography went from the film to digital?
Of course I do.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I can shoot as much as I can use a slightly different rhythm because I can build and I can dance.
Oh, yeah.
See, I never thought about rhythm when you're shooting pictures.
Oh, yeah.
No, very important.
That's why you're not Mick Rock.
That's right. Mick Rock, ladies and gentlemen.
And the showing?
Showing?
So tonight we're doing a book signing. The David Bowie book signing and chat with Mick is at 7 o'clock at the Taschen Library inside the Jewel on Main Street in downtown Dallas. And then, Brian, hit us quickly with the show at the Public Trust. Remind us.
That's Saturday, September 14th from 6 to 9 p.m. Remember, side entrance. Don't try to get in the front.
Side entrance, yeah.
And we're actually right next door to a really great place called Collage. So when you see Collage, there's a parking lot right there. Park there, come in that side door, and we'll get you squared away.
All right.
And the information is on the Lone Star 92.5 page. Check it out right there.
Absolutely. Mick, it's great to meet you, man.
Yeah.
Well,
Really.
Yeah, I was going to say it was an effing blast to come and hang out with you guys, because you guys are like bats in the belfry.
That's right.
My kind of guy.
That's why we're here. Mick Rock, everybody. There you go.
From the 5-star Ford Chevrolet Subaru Traffic Center, here's Lone Star Traffic.
Stop and go as you roll